Hi, I'm Dr. Go, and if you're new to the channel, I've been a professional violinist for over 20 years, soloist, orchestra musician. I've been an associate professor, and well, this channel is basically started for my students as a resource base. So I hope you enjoy what you see on this channel. If you like what you see, please, subscribe and like the video. And without further ado, let's get going to it. This video, I like to cover something that is very important for improving the quality of practice, and it's something that a lot of my students are dealing with right now. And this is something of a listening skill. So it's not a practice technique. It's a mindset, so to speak. Okay. And there are two major parts. First we have, here, let me come to this side. Okay, it's the space between the notes, and it's basically how we're going to listen to it. So the first one is interval space. The space between the pitches is the interval. So a lot of times if the teacher tells a student, well, sing the next note, the student might be like, well, what is the next note? And a common mistake is that they'll go to a piano and start hitting the notes. Well, the piano is in what we call tempered intonation. It's not a really correct intonation. It's not a perfect intonation or just intonation. So a stringed instrument sounds best on just intonation or perfect intonation, not on tempered. On a stringed instrument, the tempered intonation actually sounds out of tune and it won't ring as well. So it's important that they learn what the real interval sounds like. Go listen to a major third and listen to the quality of the sound that comes out. A perfect fourth, a perfect fifth, they all have a different quality of them. One of my professors went to Pompeii, and he said one of the buildings they had actually measured out what type of human emotion fit with what interval. If I remember the story correctly, I might be remembering this incorrectly, but I believe it was Pompeii that he visited and saw that. Okay, let's see if I can try not to die on the chair here. Okay, so the first one is interval space. The second one is rhythmic space. So we feel rhythm in the chest, basically. Well, at least I do. And trying to feel the same space between every note. If they're all 16th notes, you want to feel that space the same. Okay, unless you're doing like a rubato of some sort, you're taking time, speeding up, something like that. Okay, I understand the space will be slightly different. You have to play with the space there. But if it's an even tempo, you want that rhythmic space to be exactly the same. Okay, so that's the second part of the space between the notes. Now the next one is listening to the ring. Within the ring, we get overtones, we get the sympathetic vibrations, we get the character of the note you just played, we get note endings. And why this is so important is if you listen to the ring, especially the overtone and such, a lot of times the next note you want to play is in the overtone series. It's coming out when you play one note. And this only happens if you do what I'm calling playing into the soul of the note. It's not by pressing or anything. In violin playing, we really don't put any strength into this. It's just the weight of your arm, weight of your shoulder, and that's it. That's all you need. So if you play, for example, if I play the first finger on the G string, it's an A. If I play it out of tune, nothing really happens. Nothing happens. But if I play it in tune, you'll see the A string on my violin will start to vibrate. There it goes. Yeah. And that's just an example of sympathetic vibration. If you're really paying attention to the violin, listening to it, it will tell you whether or not you're in tune, especially if you're sensitive to the interval space. Once you get that, it will really help you get more intimate with the instrument, more aware of what's going on, and increasingly, it becomes an extension of yourself and not just a piece of wood underneath your face. So if there's anything that I've said in this video that is contrary to what your teacher tells you, please just ignore me and listen to your teacher. But if this is something that you're working with yourself or you're one of my students or something, please listen to this video a few times and get out of it as much as you can to improve your practice. And again, this is not a replacement for other practice techniques. Instead, this is a mindset for using other practice techniques, rhythmic exercises, pulsation exercises, etc., forward and backwards. Okay? So, wishing all of you, well, a great time on this incredible journey for this wonderful instrument. Cheers.